Ready, and action. Cut.
The project came together when myself and my team at Atomic Monster were just chilling out. We were hanging, like we always do, like at the end of the week. We like to just have drinks and chat about stuff, and we started talking about movies that we would like to see. And as always, our conversation in one way or another will end up talking about a killer doll movie, and really the seed of Megan really did come from that conversation, and we thought, wouldn't it be great to make a movie where it's Annabelle meets the Terminator, So like you start off with like this android doll that is there to kind of help you out, but because of her more zealot personality and nature of trying to protect the person that she's paired to, you start to see the darker side of her. That was the genesis, and we brought it to Jason at Blumhouse, and these guys just took a liking to it.
Yeah, we obviously have known James for a long time since we did Insidious together, and when we get a phone call from James that he has a scary movie, that's already good. But then a scary doll movie, we were predisposed to like the script before we read it.
Baymack.
I guess. I already did talk about it.
Yeah, but Megan's not a person, Katie. She's a toy.
You don't get to say that.
What?
I said I don't want to talk about it. I want to turn Megan back on.
I would say that Megan is about a really brilliant roboticist, Gemma, who is able to program and create a robot doll named Megan to help her in becoming the new parent guardian of her niece, Katie, when her sister and brother-in-law die tragically. And it is the story of this misfit household with a child, an adult, and a robot.
Here we go, watching the fight, and action.
1, 2, 3.
Let her go.
You are not to interfere in the user's private conversations, is that clear?
100%. Recalibrating response model.
Megan, turn off.
Are you sure?
Baymack.
Stand by, please. And walking in. Cut.
This looks like what I'm doing here, so yeah, good strong foot throws it on there, and then I'll cut before we talk about something very heavy.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
I love that Megan's such a fun character to play, and she's really loves Katie, and she loves to do stuff with her. I don't like that she kills people, but it's fun to act when she kills people. The preparation that we have to do for this is my dance teacher, Kylie Norris, choreographed a little dance, and then we had Ike and Jed. They also helped with all of the movement, making sure that it was right. And then we had this piece of music that we did it to, and it was absolutely so fun to do. I've represented New Zealand at the Dance World Cup in Portugal in 2019, and I'm the first New Zealander to ever bring back medals, and I got bronze and silver. Dancing does very much help because you need balance as a robot, because robots, they don't usually, you don't see them wobbling around or doing human stuff. So control, waiting around, is two things that are very important that comes from dance that I can use in acting.
Oh, good job.
Well done.
Well done. Thank you.
Well done.
Mark. Okay, what's your shadow, Ike, please?
Megan?
Whoa!
Megan! I play Katie, and Katie is a sweet but a sad, depressed little girl because she lost her parents, so she's very sad. And she's not really used to her Aunt Gemma yet, but when she meets her best friend Megan, she gets more happy. Sometimes she can be very creepy, but when she sings to me, I feel like she's just a sweet little innocent girl that's not a robot and a murderer. When I was alone in the car when we were filming in the forest, I was actually talking to her even though it wasn't a scene, because I was like, I wish she would let me bring you home. And if I had one in real life, I would love to play with her and do all that fun stuff with her. She'd be like a sister to me.
I mean, this is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cut there. And cut. And action.
Megan, I asked you a question.
David is the CEO of the toy company that is responsible for creating Megan. He's also the boss of Allison Williams' character, and he is a pretty competent guy from what I can tell. He's pretty good looking, really rose to the top very young, obviously knows what he's doing most of the time.
You cannot be serious. Shelly, you need to fill this atrium.
I could probably get you like another 60, 70 people.
No, you need to fill this space.
It was incredibly challenging to make Megan. There was so many facets that go into creating that character. She's, in order to make this robot that can walk and talk, like obviously that technology is not quite there yet. So in order for us to, kind of trick the audience into believing that this technology existed, it took a multifaceted approach. There was a lot of learning involved, and it was really only by the time we were shooting with her that we really kind of were starting to get a handle on the best ways to bring her to life. The thing about AI is you essentially enable a robot to teach itself, and so Megan surpasses everything that Gemma has taught her. She has these emergent capabilities, which means when Megan comes up against a challenge, in order to overcome that challenge, she has to become better. So she keeps exceeding at this rate that no one else can quite keep up with or predict how this might turn out. And what does happen is that Megan takes her protocols of being Katie's protector and stopping Katie from ever being exposed to harm just way too far. And so essentially that means that if anyone poses a threat to Katie, Megan is going to take care of that threat.
You are not to interfere in users' private conversations. Is that clear?
100%. Recalibrating response model.
We did a lot of tests at the beginning to see, try different methods and methodology to try and bring her to life. And it's a combination of, just filmmaking tricks and methods to how to kind of bring her to life. One of the great thing about, what Gerard did was just treating her like she's a human character, not just a doll, right? And he would photograph her, shoot her with all the sort of personalities that you would shoot with, with all the characteristics of how you would shoot a human actor with. And I think, treating her like she's a real thing helps.
Yeah, and we wanted the audience to have, I think one of the things that's fun about it is the way that we created her is when you're watching her, your mind keeps tricking you into thinking that she's a real person, and then you're reminded very specifically that she is not. And I think that's one of the fun things of the ride of the whole movie.
She has a point of view, and as far as she's concerned, she's not just a co-parent or an assistant to Gemma. She can do this on her own if necessary, and she will. And that's really the fear that we're working under, is that if we put so much reliance in technology and give technology these things that we don't want to do, they will not only do them and do them better, but they'll render us useless, and they'll decide that they don't need us anymore. And that's really what the film's about.
I think just from seeing even the poster, you kind of know how it's gonna work out, which is part of the fun of being in this genre. We know that the audience kind of suspects how this is gonna go, and part of our job is to deliver on that imagination of of what this dynamic is going to look like. And I think we've done a good job of that.
What's going on? What are you?
I'm Megan.
Baby, don't provoke us or we will.